Hey y'all, it's Amanda, and today we are continuing on with our transformation of the fall garden into the winter garden. Okay, I started all of this yesterday. I did a pull out of a whole bunch of the fall stuff, and I worked on the containers. So let me show you what it looked like yesterday compared to today. Okay, and so I'm feeling really good. My containers are way more subtle than I have done in the past, because y'all know when I do containers, they're not subtle. And today I'm really going to focus on this portion, this L shape right here. This is the area that I see the most. This is the area where people walk up to. And so I want a lot of color and a lot of texture. With that in mind, these are the plants that I have to work with. I've got some purple Alyssum. I've got these beautiful Delta, I think it's like Delta Classic, Classic Pink. I think Delta Classic Pink mix of pansies. I've got these Dianthus Coronet white with purple eye Dianthus. I've got Dusty Miller, and I've got these penny blue violas. And so the focus is really right here, and then we'll put a little bit right here as well. And then anything else that's remaining, we still have to do this area. And then right here, this front curve is where I like to do a really big focal point. I'm really thinking that this front curve is going to be all of the penny blue violas. So just this big, huge, like swimming, beautiful, gorgeous color of purple. Oh, look at this. Let me get to look at that. It looks like a monarch. That's pretty late for the monarch. I will say his wing looks damaged. I don't know if he's going to make it. He's not moving very much, but still very pretty. All right, so anyway, this whole front area would be blue, penny blue violas, and I think I just want all of them here. I have 2 flats. I think I have 36 plants, so 36 plants here I think would work really good. So with that in mind, I think I'm going to make a focus over here of all of the pansies. That's what I'm really thinking. Pansies and maybe some of the Alyssum. Maybe a front border of Alyssum and then pansies, pansies, pansies. I think that would be pretty. I do still have this one container over there that I do want to save a little bit of Dusty Miller and a little bit of Alyssum for that container. All right, let's start with adding biotone. All right, I definitely want to start by adding some biotone to each of these spaces. It's good for the garden in general, but then also, of course, for the planting. All right, and then from there, I like to start laying my plants out before planting. It just gives me kind of a better idea of what everything's going to look like. So I think I'm going to come in pretty intensely with these, and I might stagger them a little bit with these Alyssum. Yeah, I'll stagger them to get a fuller effect. All right, and then that still leaves me, I've still got 2 more of these plants inside that got a little dry, so that would leave me 3 plants for that other container. I think that works. I used to, when I planted bedding plants, I used to dig each individual hole and then take a handful of the fertilizer and put it in, and I realized that, oh my gosh, that takes a long time. effort. So this is a way better approach for me. So as I'm spreading out these Delta Classic Pink pansies, I'm putting them maybe about 6 to 8 inches apart. And I really do want to fill in the space beautifully. I was inspired by some pink and white winter designs that I saw on Pinterest. Maybe I'll put up some pictures and show y'all what I was loving. And with that being said, I decided to focus on that, plus my typical purple. I love purple. It's my favorite color. And so having that incorporated is always really important to me. And then those penny blue violas, I have them every year. I cannot do without them. They are my favorite, and I'm obsessed with their color. All right, and then I'm reaching further back here because we are gonna go through that area with additional pansies. Okay, so the pansies come back here, and I like to fill in this space as well. And one of the things about bedding plants is they really are meant to be spaced fairly close together. And a lot of times I'll be driving around my neighborhood and I'll see these little plants spaced like 2 feet apart. These don't get that big. So it leaves a lot of open space in your design when you're planting. So it's important to space these at no more than about 6 to 8 inches. If you want a solid carpet of pansies, I would definitely go closer than that if you can, maybe 4 inches. Okay. Oh my gosh, I love it. Wow, look how full it already is. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with these pansies. Look at these. These pansies. Obsessed with them. Now, this dianthus will die back probably mid-December. So will be a little bit of hole, but everything's so pretty because we're having such a warm winter so far. This Caradonna salvia is so gorgeous. That will eventually be gone. So I'll have some holes and gaps later. If I want to come fill them in, I totally can, but I don't know if that's necessary. But let's go ahead and start planting these. Okay, and I'm working with this soil scoop that I got at an estate sale. I do want to be, I like it because it's kind of curved, so you can use it like as a shovel. And I do need to be careful in here because I do have daffodils and other bulbs in here. Yeah, totally seeing them already. But then you can really dig, and it has rigid edges, and I have gloves on, that's why I ran. So it can cut through stuff. So I'm gonna just go ahead and dig each individual hole. I don't usually loosen up the roots too much on these bedding plants. They'll spread on their own. But this is gonna look really, really pretty. over here, I'm just gonna do a few Dusty Miller just to bring a little lightness to this location. Dusty Miller are actually pretty drought tolerant. This area doesn't get as much water, so it's pretty drought tolerant. So I think it'll work really well there. Because I've tried a number of flowering plants here, and for some reason they just don't do real great here. I assume that that's because there is this dwarf Alberta spruce that is trying to live here as well, and I assume it takes a lot of the water. So I really didn't want to put all of my, I didn't really want to put the penny blue violas here or that coronet dianthus. So we'll just go with this. See how these do. Now, one thing I am going to do with these Dusty Miller is I'm going to pinch them to force them to branch out, because right now they're just one long branch. So I'm just going to come through with my clippers and clip them partway down to force them to branch out. Give me bushier plants here. Okay, I'm pleased. I think the colors are lovely, very classic, soft. I think they're gonna be really enjoyable. Oh, I missed one right there. I'll go back and plant that one. I think they'll be really enjoyable throughout the winter months, just seeing all these beautiful colors and textures. Okay, I do want to make sure that I water these in really well, and probably come and water them again every few days. We are still pretty warm here. It's supposed to be getting a lot of rain this weekend, so I'm trying to get all of my bedding plants in before this weekend so that they can benefit from all of that rain. I think it'd be lovely. And typically, in the past, I would try to do this whole project in one day. You know, it's just not reality for me to do that. It's really hard. And it makes me neglect everything else that I have. So I wanted to show y'all that you can just do little bits at a time. So this is my second day of working on this project. I'm just devoting an hour or so each day, and that works great for me to get this done. I am very pleased. I'm in love with those pansies. They are so lovely. If they do really well this year, I can see that it's one that I search out the seeds, or I order specially from my nursery to make sure that I have lots of them. There were only 4 flats. I took 2. I wanted to take all of them, but that was silly. So I took 2 and left 2 for somebody else to enjoy. It's going to be really nice. All right. So we only have one half of the front garden left, where we'll be focusing mainly on the penny violas, as well as the coronet dianthus and Dusty Miller. And I have one container over there that we'll be doing as well. So I think that'll be really, really fun. And I will be really excited to get that wrapped up, and that will probably be coming out tomorrow. All right, you all, let me know if you are planting anything for winter annuals. Do winter annuals do well in your area, or does everything just freeze to death? Are you still at 85 degrees like we are here? Let me know. I'm hoping for cooler weather soon. And if you're like me and you are on a gardening journey and you want to do that with some friends, be sure to check out my Patreon community. The link is in the video description below. It's all things gardening, just a bunch of people who like to hang out. There is a free tier that you can join in under it, and there are additional paid tiers. The single paid tier, which is called Certified Bad Gardener, gets you access to everything, including lives, exclusive videos, as well as photo sharing and group chats. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.